Hey everyone, welcome back to the homestead. My name is Nadine. If you guys are new here, I homestead on 2/3 of an acre in southwest Pennsylvania, and I have been for probably 7 years now. Started off with a little garden and a couple chickens, and now we have quite a few chickens and turkeys and ducks, and the goats you'll see running back and forth behind me, and we raise rabbits. And my channel has really just been dedicated to teaching you guys how to do the same. You don't need a lot of space to grow and raise food for your families, and so that's what my channel and my homestead has really been dedicated to, is teaching you guys how to do this on a small scale with a tight budget, and be able to, raise and grow healthy, nutritionally dense food for your families. Because that's why I got into homesteading to begin with. Was, I didn't like what was in my food at the grocery store. I still don't, although, I still have to use the grocery store. I still have to order online because I can't produce everything. But I do try to grow as much as I can. But yeah, I just didn't like all of the ingredients on the ingredient labels on the back of my food, and so that's why I started homesteading. But this year has come with quite a few challenges. We had a massive flood back in April. I can leave a link up here for you guys to check that out, and kind of the damages that we had to deal with. And then we had a complaint from our township, and we got some zoning violations, and we've been dealing with that. I can leave a link up here for my first video kind of explaining all of that. Today I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on what's going on with the whole township situation. So as of right now, I was supposed to have a meeting with the township on September 17th. However, they called me and canceled it an hour before I was supposed to be there. And they asked me for a time extension until the end of November, which I gave them because they needed more time on their end, I guess, to look through information and figure things out on their side. And the very next day after I turned in my time extension, they denied my conditional use permit and told me that I had to apply for a variance and pay $500 and have it turned in by November 15th to be on the December meeting. And all of this kind of, in all honesty, it really kind of ticked me off. I feel like the township has really been kicking me around, but I need to take a step back from the emotional side of things and really deal with facts, with figures, the laws, the ordinances, and whatnot. And so I've had to, kind of work through my own feelings with the Lord and go to Him in prayer, and really kind of overcome the emotional side of this whole ordeal and really face it head on for what it really is. And I felt led to get a lawyer, so I've hired a lawyer who has since found out that the township failed to mention a whole other set of ordinance code that I needed to be addressing in my letter and application that I was not addressing, which is why the conditional use permit got denied in the first place. So my lawyer has been really, really helpful in this whole situation. He's going to help me draft up a new letter with all of the agricultural ordinances and all of the variance ordinances that they need in order for me to have an actual shot at getting approved for keeping my animals on my property. And so I should be hearing from him sometime this week to kind of go over what he's written up, and kind of where we're going from here. I do believe we are past the submission date for the December meeting, so I believe we're shooting for the January meeting. And he is going to, my lawyer is going to be with me at the meeting. He's going to be speaking on my behalf. And hopefully we get this thing resolved in a positive light. That would be great. I know God has this, whether it works out in my favor on this property or if I have to start from scratch on another property. I know he has me, and I know his plans are for my good. So I'm just going to trust and lean on that, regardless of everything that I'm facing and everything that I'm going through, and just really lean on his faithfulness because he is good. And I trust his plans for me are always better than my own plans. So I'm just leaning and trusting on him. And then when this whole thing kind of blows over and gets sorted out, honestly, I'm really considering going even deeper. The laws and ordinances allowing people to grow and raise food in their backyard are extremely strict, and really have nothing to do with the welfare of the animals in question. They're just, I don't know, they're not homesteader friendly. And so I'm really considering going deeper and trying to get the ordinances for my area changed, because food should be accessible to everyone. We shouldn't have to rely on the grocery store to feed us. We should be able to have a garden. We should be able to have a couple chickens, maybe some, dwarf goats, some rabbits, things that will feed our families without having the government, with their toes in the door. Having food is a basic human right, and where we choose to get it from should be our choice. And so I'm really considering, like I said, diving into this even deeper and fighting for my community to have the rights to grow and raise their own food in their backyard without the government making them jump through hoops like I've had to jump through hoops just to feed my family. It's ridiculous. So definitely going to be in prayer over this one, and maybe even speak to my lawyer and see, kind of the next steps to, start getting that ball rolling, because I don't want anybody else in my community who wants to raise chickens or rabbits or even the dwarf goats that are smaller than your average dog, to have to go through all of these issues, because honestly, I really couldn't afford a lawyer, but I'm not giving up this battle to raise food for my family. And so I dished out the money for a lawyer. Am I happy about it? No, but I know that, again, God has me covered. I have always been provided for. And so, again, I'm just leaning and trusting in him. But I know the next person in line might not have that mentality. They might not have the finances. I'm very thankful that I had it in a savings account to pull out. Did I want to? No. I wanted that for other things, but here we are. And so, yeah, I don't want the next person dealing with their township to have to go through all of this. I want them to be able to, look up their ordinances and be like, oh, hey, I can have X amount of chickens. Oh, hey, I can have X amount of goats based on the welfare of the animals in question. If you have enough space to have a dozen chickens, you should be allowed to have a dozen chickens. If you have enough space to keep goats, they only need 200 square feet per goat. You should be able to have a couple goats. You only need 2. And so I really want to challenge my township, and get some things changed around here, because the ordinances as they stand, number one, don't make sense. They're not based on the welfare of the animals, and they're based off of, I don't want to say ridiculous standards, but almost impossible standards. Even my lot, I have 2/3 of an acre. It's considered a double lot in my area. I am sandwiched between multiple farms, and I'm on the border of agricultural land. And so, my area is a little bit different than most people who are in town, and I understand that 100%. We have to have, some sort of guidelines to go by in order to be respectful of our neighbors, and, maintain the health and welfare of our animals. And so I totally understand that. But when the ordinance are so cut and dry for everyone, meaning like the minimum amount of space to even get a conditional use permit without question is 5 acres. You don't need 5 acres. I'm doing it on 2/3 of an acre, and all of my animals have the recommended amount of space according to all of the agricultural books you learn from to take care of these animals, or twice that amount. And so, yeah, some things just really need to change. And I'm willing to fight for my neighbors, for my community to be able to do that, because there's really no greater joy than knowing that your family is fed no matter the circumstances. I know that my children will have food no matter what. I know that they will be well fed no matter what, because I've taken responsibility to feed my family. And like I said, I can't grow and raise everything. I do only have 2/3 of an acre, but I try to supplement our grocery bill as much as I can. And so I'm not completely relying on the grocery stores that, if we remember, 5 years ago, weren't so reliable. And so I want people to have access to be able to grow and raise food in their backyards. So despite all of the issues that I've been going through, I'm about ready to just, stack some more on the pile and go after these ordinances that are preventing people from growing and raising food for their families. So if you guys would keep me in prayer over all of that, I would super, super appreciate it. I'm not one to ask for money, but if you guys want to make a donation, that would be fantastic. If that's something that you're interested in doing, I could potentially set up a GoFundMe account. And I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if this is, the start of me going after all of the ordinances in my township and neighboring townships, or if this is going to go even farther than that. I have no idea. I just know that I want to help my township. I want to help my community. I want to help my neighbors and families alike grow good, wholesome food. And that's the heart of it. So if you guys want to help out with that, let me know in the comments below. And if you want to help in a monetary type way, I will set up a GoFundMe or a way for you guys to, make donations so that this is a possibility. And then I kind of want to, keep video logs of the whole process of it as well, so that I can teach people what they need to do in order to address their own townships and their own ordinances and start making a change. Because this is a community effort. When we get together as a community, when we link arms and say, this is what we want, we can make governmental changes in our communities, in our states, in our governments, in our country. This is how it starts. It starts small, and when we work together, we can change the lives of so many people. So I'm hoping, if this is where I feel like God is leading me, which I absolutely do feel like this is where He is leading me, I would love your support. I would love your prayers. I would love your encouragement, because this is something big. It's something really big, and I believe that people should be able to grow and raise their own food. So I think I will stop blabbering. This is a beautiful day, and I have some projects that I need to work on and make videos for you guys, so that I have videos come winter and it's cold and I don't want to be out here, because today is, like I said, absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to take advantage of it. But again, if you guys have any questions, comments, if you want to support this endeavor of mine, please let me know in the comments below. I will make a way for you guys to send donations or whatever. I don't know. We'll figure this out as we go, guys. And then as this progresses, I want to make step-by-step videos so that you guys know how to do this also, because change is important. Laws and regulations that were made hundreds of years ago simply just sometimes don't apply to the here and the now. And if we don't stand up to our local governments, it won't change. So, all right, I will stop blabbering. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you if you have been here for a long time. Thank you for supporting me in my homesteading journey. I hope that my videos and my channel have been an encouragement to you guys, because that's what it's all about. It's all about encouraging each other and helping each other grow and raise food for our families, so that we don't have to rely on the grocery stores as much. So thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to grow where you're planted.